Yo, what's going on, Saints? So I'm going to address Ameen Hudson of HGA. Some of you guys know him. He does a podcast with KB, the rapper. I think it's called Southside Rabbi or something like that. I listened to a couple of episodes before. So he made a post yesterday on X, Twitter. And I'm going to read this and I'm going to address it as I read it. He said, in Reformed evangelical culture, which I was immersed in for well over a decade, cats always have to prove how loyal and consistent they are with Reformed positions and doctrines. Okay, so the church that he was at, or the Reformed people he ran into, he said that they always had to prove how loyal and consistent they are with the Reformed positions. Like, what does that mean? I mean, if you understand Reformed doctrine, which goes back to the Reformation and why it had to happen, you would proudly wave the flag, because Reformed doctrine has to do with, sola scriptura, the five solas, right? Being faithful to the scriptures, and the glory of God alone, because Rome was on some other mess, as we all know. So I want to know how loyal and consistent they had to prove that they were. It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know any cats that had to prove how loyal and consistent they are with the Reformed position. I mean, they'll let you know where they stand on certain issues, whether it's amill, post-mill, infant baptism, and so on, right? He also said they have to prove how solid and reformed they really are. This is actually done by peacocking theological position, ESP, in light of pushback. They gain capita in their space this way. Bro, I don't think you like Reformed people, anymore. That's what I think. They have to prove how solid and reformed they are. If you drop some names, that would be very helpful. Maybe me. I want you to know how reformed I am. I want you to know my position, but I don't have to proving and let you know that's two different things. So how do someone? I'm going to prove to you that I'm very reformed. I have memorized the Westminster Confession of Faith. I have memorized Calvin Institutes. I don't know who you've been around with. It doesn't make sense to me. And the next one was their being reformed is also part of their identity, which is even why some show explicit identification of it or an allusion to it, even in their bios. You gotta let folks know you're reformed, LOL. He's laughing at that. Of course, I have to let you know that I'm reformed. I want you to know. I want you to know where I stand. I don't want you to ask questions. What does this guy believe? I'm gonna let you know what I believe and why I believe it. So what's wrong with that? I mean, it's once again we go back to the Protestant Reformation. We want you to know where we stand when it comes to the Bible. That has been my experience. And then he said, it's a game, and I've been there, done that. So, okay, it's a game. You've been there and done that. I want to know. I want to know how it's a game. That's what I want to know. And do we win anything? Do we win something? Yeah, this guy. I don't know. I don't want to assume, but I'm tempted to. What this does at times, though, is cause you to say things that are completely unnecessary. You could be right on this one. I've seen cats trip sometimes. Unnecessary, unhelpful, and don't add any practical instruction to others' life whatsoever in order to prove, in order to prove to the tribe that they're still solid. I want you to give me an example, if you don't mind. Maybe you've seen these things happen, and I want an example. Just say, don't just, make a general statement. You saying they, like all of us do this. All of us do this. And I keep telling cats, stop generalizing folks. Because if I'm Dominican, and we have this friendly beef with Puerto Rican, right? Right, with our Puerto Ricans, right? So if a Puerto Rican steals my car, am I going to just say Puerto Ricans do this? No, I'm generalizing. So stop generalizing Reform folks. That stuff is what irritates me. You know what I'm saying? It does. I can't stand it. Says, all it does is reaffirm to the tribe that you're down. Bruh. The Reformation. Yes, it's a tribe away from Eastern Orthodoxy and Roman Catholicism. Yes, it's a tribe. We all have tribes. You have your own tribe, right? You do, whether you think it or not. Just because you're not part of a tribe doesn't mean you don't do that. You don't have a clique. You do have a clique. Sometimes folks will even do this to invite pushback because they don't know how to navigate their faith without theological embattlement with others. It's crazy. Yeah, I've seen some folks do this. I mean, Roman Catholics do that. Pentecostal do that. Methodists do that. I've seen everybody do that. It's not just Reformed folks. So you have to be a little more specific and clear, man, because when you do, when you make a post like this, you generalize everybody, bro. And that's not cool, man. That irritates a lot of us. It does. Because I know a lot of humble Reformed people. I know more humble Reformed people than I know proud Reformed people, right? And I could be one of the proud Reformed people. But, my Reformed folks, man, I have had great experience. I've been in a PCA church for over 20 years, and it's been great. Yeah, it's not easy, but what is? I mean, and also, that these folks you're talking about, you're going to see them in heaven, right? So, just be a little nice to them. Even if they're not nice to you, post something good about Reform folks. It's something good. I would like to see that. Something good, anything good. I mean, I know you got some Reform friends. I mean, you say here in another comment that you still Reform, by the way. I just don't rock with Reform culture. So what you describe is Reform culture? Bro, you generalize it, man. You tripping big time. That's not cool, man. I don't know how old you are, but you sound young. You sound very young. I mean, jeez. I'm still Reformed, by the way. I just don't rock with Reform culture. I mean, you sound just like Candace Owens, right? She's always criticizing black culture, right? But she says she's black, right? And you don't like when she does that, right? Bro, come on, man. Come on, man. I could say more, but I'm going to chill because this post really irritated me. I'm not going to lie. It really irritated me because, I mean, you generalizing Reform folks who have fought for you to have the Bible in your hands so you can read. It's not a perfect culture. It's not. We have some bad people in our culture, like Dabney, terrible guy, racist to the core, right? But we have some great folks, like R.C. Sproul. You know what I mean? I could go on and on and on. And also, like the word Reform, right? What do you mean by that? I mean, you Reform Baptists, Reform Lutherans, Reform Presbyterians, because within Reformdom, right? There's many little groups here and there. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know. You sound very young, and maybe that's your youthfulness driving this, because generalizing folks is a terrible thing to do, bro. Terrible. All right, grace and peace.